Hey there! If you're a Level 4 Associate Project Manager apprentice with Kent Business College, you've probably got your eye on that final hurdle, the Endpoint Assessment, or EPA. In this explainer, we're going to break that whole thing down into a super clear, manageable journey so you know exactly what's coming. So to make this all make sense, let's meet Jody. She's a fantastic apprentice over at IBIS Stores. She's about 18 months in, she's been working hard with her coach, Olivia, and now she's gearing up for the final challenge. I know, it can sound like a lot, but we're going to walk through it with her step by step. So, the big question on Jody's mind, and let's be honest, probably on yours too, is this. What does she actually have to do to pass this endpoint assessment and get that qualification? Let's dive in and find out. Okay, so here's our game plan for Jody's journey. We'll look at the final challenge itself, figure out this gateway thing, tackle the two main assessments she's facing, and then, the best part, see how she claims that qualification she's worked so hard for. All right, first things first. What exactly is this final challenge? Let's get a really clear picture of the endpoint assessment. Okay, this timeline is super important to get your head around. See, the EPA isn't just one big exam. After about 18 months of on-the-job training with Olivia, Jody hits a checkpoint called the gateway. Once her manager, Rital, says, yep, she's ready, a special 5-month assessment window officially opens. That's when the clock starts ticking for real. Now, before Jody can even think about those final assessments, she has to pass through the gateway. You can think of it as the official starting line for the whole EPA process. So the gateway is basically that final official check. It's the moment Jody's manager, Rital, confirms that, she's not just finished her training hours, but she's genuinely good at her job and totally ready for the assessment. It's the green light she needs to move forward. And this is literally Jody's checklist to get through that gateway. First, Rital's sign-off, that's crucial. Then, she submits a quick 500-word summary of her project. She also pulls together her portfolio, about 20 pieces of her best work, which will be her secret weapon later on. And of course, she just has to confirm her maths and English qualifications are all sorted. It's all about making sure she's got a solid foundation before she begins. Okay, gateway passed. Now it's time for challenge number 1. And this isn't just one thing. It's a two-parter that cleverly connects her written work with her presentation skills. So, this first big challenge is split right down the middle. Part A is the report. Jody's going to write about 3,500 words on a real project she's been a part of. Then comes Part B, the presentation. She gets a whole hour to present that report and take questions from her independent assessor, a guy named Adam. Now, for the report itself, it's got to have a solid structure, covering all these key bases, and a couple things to watch out for. That 3,500 word count has a little wiggle room, about 10% either way. And that deadline? You got to get it in by week 12 of your EPA period, so keep that date circled on your calendar. Then comes the presentation, all 60 minutes of it. This is Jody's big chance to really own her project, to bring that report to life. She'll probably present for about 20 minutes, which leaves a whopping 40 minutes for a Q&A with Adam, where he's going to really dig in and see what she knows. Okay, challenge 1 is in the bag. Next up, the professional discussion. This is her second and final challenge, and it's a one-on-one chat where she can really show off everything she's learned. Now, this is absolutely key. It is not an interrogation. It's a formal, two-way conversation. And remember that portfolio Jody submitted way back at the gateway? This is where it comes back into play. She'll use all those real-world examples from her portfolio to back up her answers and prove to Adam that she knows her stuff. So what are they going to talk about? Well, the conversation is guided by these key topics. Adam will ask at least 6 questions, covering the whole spectrum from business needs to managing stakeholders. It's a really comprehensive but structured format designed to let Jody shine across the board. All right, let's fast forward. Jody's done both challenges. Phew! The project and presentation are done, the professional discussion is done. So what now? How does she get her grade, and what happens next? This table makes it super simple. A pass in both gets you an overall pass. Easy. But here's the kicker. If you're aiming for that overall distinction, you have to get a distinction in both assessments. There's no mixing and matching for the top grade. And just be aware, a fail in either one unfortunately means an overall fail. But what happens if you don't pass the first time around? It's a fair question, right? And a common worry. But don't panic, there's a safety net. It is definitely not the end of the road. Okay, you've got to know the difference between these two, a resit versus a retake. A resit is for when you were so close, you don't need more training, you just try again pretty quickly, usually within 2 months. A A retake means there were some bigger gaps, so you'll need a bit more training before you try again. The really important thing to remember, though, is that for either one, the highest grade you can get that second time around is a pass. And when Jody passes, it's so much more than just a piece of paper. This is about earning real, formal, professional recognition for all that hard work and skills she's developed. This is the real prize at the end of it all. You're not just finishing an apprenticeship, you're earning a Level 4 Associate Project Manager qualification. That gives you professional recognition that lines up perfectly with the Association for Project Management, opening the door for you to become an associate member. It's a massive stepping stone for your career. So really, the biggest takeaway here is to change how you think about the EPA. It's not some big, scary final exam. It's your final showcase. It's your chance to stand tall, own everything you've learned, and prove the amazing skills you've built. So Jody's journey ends with a brand new qualification and a career that's ready to take off. Now that you've seen the path, the only question left is, where will your journey begin?